A great day for the Terps today as we present our post game or my post game here on terptalk.com and on the YouTube channel that I hope you are subscribing to. Uh, Maryland had to have this game. I've said it all week. I said it had to happen. They got it 38-35 with a masterful performance by Taulia Tagliavoa. Tremendous 26 for 40, 419 yards, two touchdowns, zero interceptions, long pass of 45, passer rating of 165. There's no other way to describe it than miraculous. What was interesting today is his targets. Carlos Carriere, a senior who I believe only caught about 10 or 12 passes his entire career. And today he winds up with 8 for 134 and two touchdowns. Rakim Jarrett, 5 catches, 88 yards. Marcus Fleming, a freshman, 4 catches, 70 yards. Tayon Fleet Davis, who might have gotten injured in this game, 3 receptions, 64 yards. And it goes down the list. And Taulia was just spectacular. Maryland hopped on top early, 14-0, and at one point lost the lead. They were down 17-14 into the third period with 11 minutes to go, and then they really kind of took it over from that point. Even though the score was close at the end, Maryland was up by 10 with like 40 seconds left. Somehow or another, Indiana went up with touchdown. Maryland recovered the onside kick, and that was it. But then Maryland, got the ball back down 17-14 and just methodically marched down the field with Shalin Famatu with a 1-yard run. Then Carlos Carriere had a 14-yard pass from Taulia. And then he had a 45-yard pass from Taulia. And then Joseph Petrino wrapped it up with a 41-yard field goal after, in the first half, when he missed a 40-yard field goal. So that kick was crucial because you don't know what could have happened. Hey, look, the Terps got it done today. That's the bottom line. They had a win. They have 5 wins. They have 4 games left. It's no easy road. You have first of all Penn State next week, who lost a heartbreaker to Ohio State. I don't know how they're going to react to that. You never know. Then they got to go to Michigan State, and then they come home to Michigan, and then in the game that's probably going to matter the most, Rutgers. But it's funny. Ralph Friedgen said something today. He was honored today, and I got a chance to talk to him along with a few other press members. And I went back to the day when I first met Ralph at Artie Donovan's social club. And I said to Ralph, this is 20 years ago, at least, are you going to be able to get 6 wins this year? And he said, look, I'm not coming to Maryland for 6 wins. I want a lot more than that. So the season starts, they're 6-0, and they're bowl eligible, and he tells the team we have new goals. And he brought up a point that I thought was great. And I'm sure, he's talked to Loxley. You have to view every game you play as a possibility to win. And we hear so much negativity when Maryland has to go through this gauntlet of the Big Ten and play Penn State and play Michigan State and Michigan and Ohio State, like you can't win one of these games. Well, if you go into it with that kind of attitude, you probably never will win one of those games. Yeah, but I think they've beat Michigan State twice, and they beat Penn State twice, Michigan once, and Ohio State not yet. So it can happen. Will it happen this Saturday? Who knows? But all I know is they got 4 cracks at it to get to the 6th win. And who knows? They pull an upset. Maybe they get one more. Step up the quality of their bowl. But one thing's for sure, they have a quarterback, and his name is Taulia, and he was spectacular today. That's the only way to put it. He was just about perfect. Overthrew a few balls, no mistakes, great. And we got to give hats off to Indiana, their quarterback, Donovan McCulley, 14 for 25, 242 yards, albeit 70 of them at the end of the game, but they count too. And Stephen Carr is a guy who would rush for about 300 yards all season, rushes for 21 attempts, 143 yards, a big one of 66 yards, which made the game scary. But it's funny when that happened. I said to Wayne, you know what? They're going to come back and score. They're going to win this game. You could just tell it was their day. 32,000 people there for homecoming. Would have loved a better crowd, but listen, you got to win. Just win, baby. It's all about winning. They got that win. Next week, all I can tell you is this. If Maryland fans don't show up, the seats will be taken by Penn State fans. If that doesn't bother you, then what can I say? But get out there. You can get seats, and you never know what happens. I mean, Maryland can come out swinging. Penn State really gave Ohio State a great battle, but they lost again. And yes, the rumors are flying about James Franklin with LSU maybe and USC, and has to be getting frustrated losing every big game that he plays. Now, when I say big game, I'm talking about when they're in the hunt to get into the Final Four. But, next year things are going to change with possibly 12 teams in that final group. And I think it'll be Penn State will have a ticket all the time, or say 3/4 of the time if they keep up their pace. But they lost again. And Michigan, I haven't watched the game yet, but I had several people tell me that Jim Harbaugh was just thoroughly outcoached by the Michigan State coach. I have no idea because I didn't watch it. But you have to. Can you imagine we're going to play Penn State, Michigan? Now Michigan State, who's undefeated, and possibly could be like number 4 in the nation this week. Very likely, or how can you put Ohio State over them? Ohio State has a loss to Oregon, and Michigan State has beaten everybody on their table, and now Penn State's in that group, and they have a couple more. Play Maryland, but they also get Ohio State and Penn State. So they're undefeated. It talks volumes. And what can we say? Ohio State beat Penn State. They win out and win the Big Ten. So it's kind of going to come down now to between Ohio State and Michigan State. And I'll tell you the truth, Ohio State can't afford another loss, even if they beat Michigan State, even if they beat them, because one loss is better than 2. We'll see. But I'll tell you right now, if you had to ask me, Georgia looks the best. Their defense is just unbelievable. I watched some of their game against Florida, and it was a joke, a joke. Florida could not do anything. Georgia kind of moved the ball at their will, a couple turnovers, or it would have been much worse. But Georgia clearly looks like the number 1 team in the country. But that's for them, not for us. And we have 5 wins right now. The University of Maryland Terrapins, a great day for Maryland, great event, great homecoming. The weather turned out super. And now we have 6 more days, 7 days. This is Sunday night now, Sunday morning. And we have 7 days for, for Penn State coming in. And I can't wait. So check out, we'll have a good segment about the game on Science and Kirk Presents in the Nest on WNST, Baltimore Positive. We'll certainly preview the game with Wayne, the game Saturday against Penn State, and got a lot more to talk about. But as for now, Ravens are off tomorrow. No talk about that. Still waiting for Lamar to be extended. Lots going on. Tottenham, 3-0 against Man U. They were horrible. Harry Kane, I wish he was off the team already. It's been a mess, all right? A mess of a season. And that will do it for today. Go Terps. Great win. Came through when they had to. 5-3. Let's get it on. Next week, Penn State. Have a great week, everybody. And remember, we'll have a post game. We'll have a segment on the Maryland and Science of Kirk Presents in the Nest on WNST Terps38.net radio. You can listen Monday morning at 8 a.m. Or the replay at 12 p.m. And then, of course, Wednesday, we'll have Terp Talk at 6 p.m. on Wednesday night. So we got a lot of great stuff coming up next week. Have a great week, everyone.